Good evening. Welcome to a special edition of the Girls Room podcast. I am Angel Rose. Unfortunately, Luna could not join me tonight, but she will be back for the next episode. On tonight's special event podcast, we are looking back um, to the royal family, to one very special person. Tonight's podcast is all about the beautiful Diana. Now, where would Diana be now had she still been alive? I think Diana would have remained in the UK. She would have had a little, royal cottage of her own or stayed in Kensington Palace, or maybe moved towards the country area, uh, where she can sort of be free to be herself. She would have gone overseas and had fun, but I strongly believe she would have remained in the UK because she would have wanted to be by the boys' sides, by their wives' sides and her grandchildren's sides. So I think co-parenting, I think she would have wanted to remain in the UK. I could see her staying in Kensington Palace, but more so, I can see her also retiring in the countryside at the Royal Cottage, um, somewhere near Sandringham or near Windsor. Next question. What would her relationship look like with her sons and Charles, King Charles? Oh, now with this alleged rift that's been going on between Harry and William, I don't think she would have been too pleased with this whole thing, um, with them fighting like this. Um, I think Diana would have chosen to have sat down with William and with Harry one on one on their own and then together. She would have had a moment with William and said, listen, you know your path and your destiny going forward. You're going to be King of England. You're the future King of England. And your brother's a spare. And you need to take it easy on your brother. This isn't what I taught you boys. This isn't how I raised you. She would have seen William come up as, taking on a lot of duties. He has a lot of responsibilities on his shoulders at the moment. Sending our love to William, uh, Catherine, and the children, and to King Charles. I think she would have healed the rift, and I think they would have all been together again, and everything would have been fine. I think her relationship with King Charles would have been one of parents, friends, maybe best friends down the line. Um, I just think everyone would have just settled and got along. She would have had time with her grandchildren. She would have had time for her sons and their wives. I think her relationship with King Charles would be one of parents and also but one of friendship. Um, there would have been a lot of laughter, I reckon. Um, and she would have attended his coronation, I believe. Maybe not, I don't know. Um, and I think she would support both her boys in what their lives look like now, but made become like a sort of person in the middle, um, and sort of listen to what they had to say and help them work on their, you know, relationship as brothers and just help them heal and get closer and closer. Um, would Dinah still be involved in the institution today? I don't think she'd be involved in the institution today. I think Dinah would have just wanted a place of her own where she could go bike riding, go to the gym, she could read a book, be by a lake or an ocean, maybe. I think Diana wouldn't be involved in the institution unless if she was still alive, she would have attended her son's coronation. Um, and been there as the Queen Mother, or mother as the future mother as the King of England. I think it would have been very important for her to support both her boys and go to the coronation and show her love and support and stand by King Charles's side through it all. If he, if he's still alive, or maybe not. I think she would have gone to the coronation. I believe so. But I don't think she would have anything to do with the institution. I think she would have just lived her life as normal as possible, went about her business, hung out with whoever she wanted, spent time with whoever she wanted, and just legit had a great time doing it. Would Charles have married Camilla had Diana been alive? No, I don't think King Charles would have been allowed to marry Camilla. I don't think he would have been allowed to marry Camilla had Diana been alive. Because he would have Diana would have had to become queen. I don't know what the rules in England are like with divorces or divorcees, but I've heard or read somewhere that he wouldn't be allowed to have Camilla as queen. But I think Diana would have become queen herself. That I'm not sure about. I have been trying to look into that. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. That's what I think. What would Diana have been called when William becomes king if she was still alive? Good question. I think William would have wanted to restore her titles back to her and given her her Royal Highness titles back. Um, I believe that's what the media was saying, that since he was little, he said to her, "Mummy, when I become king, I'm going to give you back your titles." So I think it would be lovely to see if he keeps that promise and just reinstates her Royal Highness titles. Even though his wife is Princess of Wales, he would have given his mother her Royal Highness and another princess title, or maybe another queen title like Queen of King of England, something. You know, mother of the king. But her Royal Highness title, I would love to see her get a posthumous her Royal Highness title, and I think Charles would be approving of that. And I think so would Harry, and everyone in England would love to see that. I would love to see that personally. And I really do hope that he restores that title for her. Lastly, would William and Harry's rift be so strong if Diana was still with us? I don't think so. I think Diana would have been the mediator in this relationship, fractured relationship. I think Diana would have mediated each side, spoken to each son one on one, as I said, and in person together. I think she would have kept the girls away from it and had a proper motherly conversation with them, not on the phone, not by video chat, but she would have summoned them to Kensington Palace. She would have sat with them, closed the door, and said, "No one's leaving until this is fixed. You would have hashed it out. This isn't how I raised you." And she would have had a private conversation with William and a private conversation with Harry, then brought them together and had that private conversation there. And I think everything would have been okay had she still been around, because she was their glue and their mom and their best friend. And I think it's the only way they would have forgiven each other. And I do pray that down the line, even though she's no longer with us, that the rift heals, that Harry and William find solace and peace and unification in what's going through at the moment. And I think she would have fixed everything. She would have been the mediator, that's for sure. But I think she would have still had Kensington Palace, maybe somewhere down in the country area. I think she would have dated on and off. I don't think she would have remarried. I think she would have been happy to fly around, jet around the world. Especially her charities and whatnot. And worked on her charities. Um, and I think she would have loved Invictus Games. She would have been so proud of Harry for Invictus Games, and I think she would have been so proud of William for Earthshot. I think she would have attended both and made both brothers attend each other's charity, Invictus and Earthshot. I think she would have made Harry go to that and William go to Invictus. And I think she would have supported their wives as well. She would have loved Catherine. And I think she would have been a doting grandmother. She would have loved playing with her grandkids. It's just a shame she's no longer with us. It's been almost 26 years. But in the end, this is what I think. These are my opinion. This is my opinion piece. And please let me know in the comments below what you think. My name is Angel Rose. Thank you for tuning in with me about my podcast, Diana. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and hit that bell because that will give me and Luna more content to bring out to you, and it'll help us along the way as well. Please share it with your friends. Let us know what you think. As I said, subscribe, like, and comments, and share it with all your friends. I'd love to hear your thoughts and feelings and emotions about this. My name is Angel Rose. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to joining you again once Luna returns. Until then, peace, love, and light. Good night.